Julian Guderley, who has been working so hard at our podcast booth. He's doing amazing work in the world, really around sharing the message of consciousness, around community, around technologies. You're just doing so much. And so I would love for you to come and give a better introduction of yourself to encapsulate what you would really like to share with these beautiful humans today. Appreciate you.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So my name is Julian Guderley. I'm originally from Germany. Just want to drop in with you all. Who is from Costa Rica who's sitting right here? Okay. I love you guys. Thanks for hosting us. Everybody else, I acknowledge you for leaving your own country and building your own worldview. Because in my eyes, the quest of having a worldview really means view the fucking world. So I want to continue on authenticity and values. I'm personally on a quest since about 2 or 3 years. I host a podcast called Green Planet, Blue Planet. And I interview people on the idea of Earth vision, and if we even have a fucking idea what we want this planet to look and feel like. Because it right now feels like all we have is the global goals, the SDGs, which is a great start. It's the world's to-do list to solve all the symptoms on the surface. But let me back up a bit. So I'm going to tell you how to take aligned action based on vision and based on all these ideas we have of the future. And I'm going to walk you through my own life story of how that actually looked for me. Because taking aligned action makes you look really bad really, really regularly. Because if you take action, if you're authentic with the action, where's Tiago? He just said it. Then you're saying yes to a specific thing while you're also saying no to all the other possibilities. And for the millennial generation, that's fucking scary. Because I don't want to choose. I have Netflix. I can have 1,000 options and browse for 30 minutes and not make a fucking choice. So I'm going to actually back up. When I was 15, I had the great privilege to be supported by my parents to travel to Paraguay in South America from Germany, a very industrialized country, very rigidly hardworking, trains are on time kind of nation. And when I lived in Paraguay for a year as an exchange student, my superhero powers came online. I learned 5 languages within 3 years. I spoke 5 languages at the age of 20. But what I really want to share with you is that it took me another 10 years to understand what stillness means and how to speak the language of silence. When we come from a place of silence or reflection, I guarantee you all of you have had visions of this beautiful planet, how you'd like it to look. Like Buckminster Fuller did. I don't know if anybody knows Buckminster. Show of hands, who knows who Buckminster Fuller is? Okay, so Bucky Fuller is an American architect. He passed away by now. He was probably one of the biggest philosophers in the 20th century. If you've ever seen a geodesic dome, he's the dude who started building them. And Buckminster Fuller did this thing where he started literally tuning in before he started to speak. Because he didn't need to ramble into some kind of agenda, but he actually started to talk from a place of listening. And this is how my superhero power came alive, because when I was in Paraguay, as a German kid, you can imagine, I was 15, I was the only tall, blonde, blue-eyed dude over there. And I was definitely really ignorant and somewhat arrogant at the time. I spoke 0 palabras de español, 0. So reality check, the first week I was there, I had this massive breakdown, started crying in my little room. I was like, oh my God, how did I think this is going to work out? And then it hit me. Taking aligned action means you got to commit all the way to meet the universe in its fucking brilliant offering with your action. So what I did that week, I wrote down 100 words from my dictionary and just repeated them until my brain retained them. That didn't make me a great Spanish speaker. Saben, hablé como un chico alemán. Hola, ¿cómo están? See? But what it did give me was the ability to articulate my very, very, very basic needs. And when you're kind of left alone with basically nothing to say, but a whole lot that wants to come through, you're starting to realize, wow, I learn a lot when I fail. Who here learned to walk when they were a baby? I know, fucking everyone. Is there a single human being on the planet that after 350 times of falling down said, you know what, y'all? I'm going to just stay down here for the rest of my life? No, there's not, because the value in failure is huge. It's ginormous. So after kind of getting the skill of Spanish rolling a little more and failing, sounding like the gringoest German you could possibly imagine, I heard myself on video for the first time. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe anybody has been listening to me. And that just continued throughout like my teens. Learned a bit of Portuguese down there as well. Certainly learned to speak English better than the regular German kid. Had the big privilege to later on go to Italy, downloaded that skill as well. But really, it was the childlike, innocent way of just continuously asking questions and looking really fucking bad every 5 minutes. So I want to encourage all of you to embrace that in your own very unique way. We're all here because we believe in the world that our hearts know is possible. Those are words from Charles Eisenstein, who we all had the big privilege to host here last year at this event. I also had the big privilege to interview him twice. And wow, speaking about people who tune in and slow down their diction to really connect, that's a skill. There's no need to rush into each other and just try to understand if I have all the facts that I can share with you. Because if we're present, if we're vulnerable, and if we're really honest, that's when authenticity starts. You don't need to do everything that's humanly possible. Do the things that are right for you. And what comes online are your own superhero skills. And you're definitely going to say no to all the other skills on the other side. So when I started meditating at about age 21, that's 10 years ago, something changed. Well, for one, I started smoking cannabis at the same time. That's a really massive jumpstart to the meditation career. But what changed is that I realized I start seeing these visions of the planet in this healthy, holistic, green and blue, thriving state where there's flora and fauna and happy humans. And then I started listening to other people around me, and they all saw the same thing. Permaculture villages, people in the jungle, feeling love, taking psychedelics, dancing, hanging out like they didn't have any sleep at 11 a.m. in the morning. We're all seeing the same vision of this earth forming. It's not Julian's idea. It's not your idea that we're seeing. It's literally a template level of reality that we're all tapping into. And in order to continuously tap into it, just connecting with the humor in the crowd, really happy somebody's awake. In order to continuously tap into that feeling of receiving rather than making shit up, stillness is really required. And stillness can take so many different ways. One of them is meditation seated, maybe walking, maybe laying down. But it can also mean you go into the ocean and get beat up by Mama Earth for a bit. And let all these thoughts float away. So if you take away anything from what I'm sharing right now, is how do you take aligned action? Aligned action comes from a place of trusting that the vision is not made by you, but the vision is already there. That's Earth's guidance pulling us in. The action is really up to you. If you don't take action, you're just waiting, oh man, I put it on my vision board, and I'm totally going to manifest that shit. It's probably going to happen every now and then. But to actually create a better world, that's not enough, guys. We need to actually go out there and fail. The current establishment that is running the world the way that they want to, they don't wait around to take action. They take massive action every day. Massive action. So if we want to, in Buckminster Fuller's words, build a world, a new system that makes the old system obsolete, we got to go out there and do more than just dance together in the fucking jungle. And don't get me wrong, I love dancing with all of you in the jungle. I love being here and lounging and getting oils drizzled on my back and feel like, oh my God, so sensual. But you know what I love most? Is taking massive action. So I want to acknowledge the crew that set up this entire camp: Mark Angelo Coppola, Samantha Lotos, Garrett Atkins, Jason Giel right here filming this entire stage for the weekend, Gerard Decker, who's hosting podcasts with me in the back right there, David Weber, Aloka, Aluko, and everyone. Just, you know who the people are. We're going to walk away from this Freedom Culture camp feeling all of your energy but also with massive action that we took while we're here, producing an entire content suite of 50 podcast episodes, 50 recorded speeches on stage, 3 promo videos of this festival, of this mastermind we were at before. Because this is how we tell the story to the rest of the world, what is happening, where people live 5D embodied in love, and if you want, in light, whatever word you choose, but in a mutuality, where I can look at you and I can say, you're a reflection of me, and however I can support you in creating your dreams, let's fucking do it. Do we still have time, or Samantha, do we have an agenda? 3 minutes. Okay, so I won't be open for questions right now because apparently there's a panel in like 10 minutes. What else could I share? Well, first of all, check out my podcast. It's called Green Planet, Blue Planet. There's going to be a lot more content coming from all the masterminds that are here at this beautiful camp, as we've just recorded, as I said, 50 new episodes. But I really want you to inquire within your own journey and think about, where are you just sitting fucking around waiting for the universe to give you what you're desiring? If you have an authentic desire, a desire that's connected, a desire that's actually not coming from your like primal weird needs that we all have, but a desire that's coming fully from listening, from tuning in like Bucky did, tuning in like our heroes Charles Eisenstein is doing, that desire only manifests if you go fucking 2 steps in, you fall down, you fail like a baby, and you get up again. So all of you, when you're home from Envision, that's when the actual work starts. Whoever you met here, make sure you actually, at the minimum, introduce them to your 3 most valuable contacts. At the very minimum. For what? Not for 10% of whatever happens. For knowing that this collaborative action is what we've all been waiting for forever. And I'm going to close with the ancestral wisdom that I had, again, the great privilege to hear about 2 months ago in Barcelona at a symposium called Holistic Visions. And the elders that were gathered there from literally 12 different countries from around the world, what they told us was the next 7 years, starting 2019, the next 7-year window, is the window for humanity to update the way we work together. It is collaboration. And collaboration doesn't mean, I figured it out, they ain't getting it yet. Collaboration means you meet people where they're at, and you take action together, you fail, and you don't spend 5 weeks processing that shit. You look each other in the eye and say, did we both try our best? Is there a way that we can, just move on? And if there isn't, move on another way. But if there is, just get up again and keep doing things. So I think that's it for now. There's going to be a panel in a little bit. Thank you so much for listening.